you can handle the truth? What's going on? This is Brother Darius from School for Prophet South. Please don't forget to subscribe to the main channel, School for Prophets. Also, please don't forget to check out the website, schoolforprophets.tv. Please check out some of the latest movies, like From Babylon to America, as well as From America to Babylon, and Prevail, How to Conquer Death. Today we want to answer a sobering question. If God is so good, God is so loving, why is there suffering allowed in our world?
Christians should look for the reason when trials appear. Usually a new door will open when one brook dries up. But if the years bring no satisfactory explanation of tragic loss, then we should trust God still. Someday God will make it plain to us. In the meantime, we are sustained by the comfort of the one who fully understands our griefs and sorrows. Consider this. Jesus became one of us so that he could experience every pain and truthfully be a faithful intercessor for you and I. Only those who have passed through the same suffering can truly be empathetic and sympathize with us and communicate to others effectively. Have you ever lost a loved one? Have you ever lost a spouse or a child, a mother or a father? Have you heard people ever scream out, "Where was God when my child was killed in a car accident? Where was God when my wife was taken by cancer? When I lost my mother and my father? Where was God when my child was molested or raped? Where was God when I experienced suffering, trial, pain, and loss?" If we listen carefully, the answer comes back to us quietly. Because God was exactly where he was when Christ was tortured and killed on the cross. There's a tremendous lesson in that answer. For if we consider, if God himself would not intervene to save Christ's life, because he saw that great good would eventually result, then God must have seen some future good when all those things were allowed to happen. And is that not the reason that many of us today were able to feel the sweet personal touch of God the Father upon our lives during those dark hours of grief? God knew exactly how we felt, for he could minister to us better than any human being could. Has not our own ability to provide healing comfort been greatly strengthened because we've shared similar sorrows with those who have experienced great pain and loss? Christians today should have no illusions about the source of afflictions. Sin is the true cause of all suffering in the world that we live in today. Yet God is often blamed for doing the devil's work. Not one murder, not one cancer, not one pandemic has ever been caused by God. In the experience of Job, we actually have a perfect picture of Satan's mischievous program to afflict God's faithful children. Up to certain limits, God allowed Job to be tested by the great adversary. And the triumphant conclusion of the story reveals why God permitted things to go as far as they did. You see, Job emerged from the devastating trials with a stronger faith and greater prosperity than he ever had before. You see, there may be many reasons that God allows Satan limited access to his followers, but one of the chief positive effects is to keep us constantly on guard against sin. Through the exercise of a wide awake conscience, the first approach of our cunning enemy can be recognized and repulsed. The knowledge that he is apt to attack at any moment or place develops a healthy spirit of alert defensiveness. There's a story once told of an old Cape Cod fisherman. This fisherman always hauled in the most sought after catch of the entire fleet, because his fish were so lively and healthy. They invariably commanded the highest prices in the marketplace. In vain did the other fishermen try to uncover the secret of his success. Only after the man's death did his son reveal the formula. And it was simple as much as it was effective. After securing his load of fish safely in the holding tank, the old fisherman would loose several pugnacious catfish into the tank. The constant fear of attack kept all the commercial fish in an agitated motion, preserving them from the normal, lethargic state brought on by prolonged captivity. Their obvious alertness made them the most desirable in the eyes of the buyer. Brothers and sisters, can we not see in this story a possible reason for our own harassment by the wily serpent and the enemy of God himself? Does God allow him to threaten us so that we might be constantly in a protective stance? Perhaps this provocation is exactly what we need in our lives to provide a necessary attitude of vigilance against sin. Truth is stranger than fiction. And no matter if we like it or not, it always stays true. May God bless you, my friends. But it's time to wake up.
I bet you never thought that following after Christ really meant following after Christ.